Hey there, welcome back to another video. This time around, it is another collection video. I haven't done one of these in a while. Um, and this time around, it's specifically tied into a certain label. So as you can see by the title, this is my Vinegar Syndrome collection. Uh, I probably will add to this collection in the future because I am a big fan of this company. I really think they put out a legitimately solid, if not spectacular at times, product. And they're definitely a company that I will continue to be a fan of and a paying customer for in the future. One of these days, I would also like to do more videos like this with other labels like Kino Lorber. I know in the past I did one for my Arrow video collection, and here we are with my Vinegar Syndrome collection. This was also a paid request from a longtime friend of mine, Matt Rambaraf for Life. And if you have another request that you would like to make, whether it's another collection video, a video about a certain film or topic, another review of a movie or a TV show, feel free to donate to my PayPal. The link will be in the video description down below, and I'll try to get to it as soon as I possibly can. Now, as I've done with my other collection videos, I'm just basically going to show you what I've got. I'm going to show the cover art. I'm going to talk about some other things related to each particular release. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat. I have not seen all of the films that I have here that I'm going to showcase in this video. I have not seen all the special features yet either. The ones that I have seen, I will try to share a few little thoughts on. And let's get started. So I'm going to start with Blu-rays, and then I'm going to go to the 4Ks and the one known box set that I have from Vinegar Syndrome. So the first title is Fade to Black. This was one of my most anticipated releases when this was announced from Vinegar Syndrome, because I've been a big fan of this film. I think it's a really underrated film. I think it's a genuine gem, and it was in dire need of a Blu-ray and a new remaster and a special edition, and Vinegar Syndrome gave it that. So this is the reversible cover art. All of these releases have reversible cover art that you can flip around. I like to have the slipcover if at all possible, because these slipcovers are just absolutely gorgeous. Even though they do kind of, as you can see, there are some fingerprints and stuff like that. That's just something that it's kind of the name of the. It's kind of comes with the territory when it comes to these kind of things. Some people put them in protectors for that very reason. But yeah, really nice looking alternate cover art there. And that's the front of the disc. This is the back of the disc. Then you have like the inside, which just repeats the same cover art. And the features on here, you have a commentary track with Dennis Christopher, who's the lead actor in the film. You got another commentary track with Hysteria Continues. You got a historical commentary track with historians Amanda Reyes and Bill Ackerman. You have an interview with Dennis Christopher called Living and Dying for the Movies. You have Celluloid Heroes, an interview with the executive producer Irwin Yablans. Taking the Hits, an interview with special effects artist Wayne Beauchamp. A Shiny Quality, an interview with actress Maurice Barkin. Experimenting with Sound, an interview with composer Craig Safan. Finishing the Story, an interview with editor Barbara Pocras. A Brush with Darkness, an interview with stylist Patricia Bunch. and an audio interview with lead actress Linda Carriage, as well as a still gallery and an original theatrical trailer. It also has a newly scanned and restored remaster in 4K from 35mm elements, which, from what I did see when I flipped through it, looked absolutely fantastic. This is definitely the release that you should try to pick up, whether it has a slipcover or not. When it comes to this film, it is the definitive release of Fade to Black. The next title is Creature, another film I enjoy. This is, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, Alien ripoff that I've seen. That is clearly a cash-in on Alien. So this is the reversible cover art with the original poster. This had a Blu-ray release prior to this, but it was something that was made by William Malone, and he released it on his website, and it went out of print pretty quickly. So this was something that I wasn't expecting, and it really surprised me. I saw that it was a title that was announced by Vinegar Syndrome, and definitely went and grabbed it. I grabbed it during the last Black Friday sale that they had from last year. Now, this has a different transfer than the one that was on that original release that was sold by William Malone. This one has a new 4K scan from the original 35mm camera negative. It also has the original director's cut Titan Find, which was included on that previous release. It's got Finding Titan, the Making of Creature, an extended making of documentary featuring special effects artist Doug Beswick, alongside actors Stan Ivar, Lyman Ward, Diane Salinger, and Marie Lauren. Space on a Budget, an interview with director William Malone, commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, and DTS HD sound mix. Really, it doesn't have much in terms of new features. I think that documentary is just the same one from the previous release, but this does have a new transfer, and it looks quite good for the kind of film that it is. So yeah, that's Creature. So we have Creature here. I think this is the Japanese poster, if I remember correctly. So Creature. Next up is a Dario Argento film, one that I definitely enjoy. I would say it's arguably his best 90s effort from that decade, Trauma. And another just gorgeous slipcover from Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome is the king of slipcovers right now. And box art. I mean, there are a lot of releases that they have done with slipcovers that are just absolutely jaw-dropping works of art in a lot of different ways. So here we have the cover. It's a reversible. The other cover art is just the same one that is used for the slipcover. I didn't show the disc of Creature, just realized that. But the disc is just, it's just the same. The reversible cover art for Creature, though, is a little different than the one on the slip. It actually looks like this, which I think that looks kind of silly. I mean, I don't really care for that one. I don't care for that reversible art. I like the simple but effective original poster. So, Creature, cover art and disc art, Trauma. There's the disc art again. Now, here are the features for Trauma. Now, it has a new scan that was restored in 4K from the original 35mm print. This time around, it's interpositive. It features an interview with Dario Argento called Beheaded. Heads Above the Rest, an interview with Tom Savini. Female Hamlet, an interview with writer Franco Ferrini. Ruby Rain, an interview with the composer Pino Donaggio. When the Lightning Strikes, an interview with cinematographer Rafael Mertes. Also features an interview with actress Sharon Barr, an interview with actor/casting director Ira Belgrade, interview with actor James Russo, an interview with actress Piper Laurie, interview with the first assistant director Rod Smith. That's just my cat Olympus. He's just saying hi. Hi there. Hey there, Olympus. An audio commentary with The Hysteria Continues. An audio commentary with film historian and author Alexandra Nicholas on the set with Tom Savini. An archival featurette with behind-the-scenes footage. An archival electronic press kit with behind-the-scenes footage and interviews with the cast and crew. A video work print including several extended scenes, multiple trailers. Basically, this is a loaded release for Trauma and another definitive release when it comes to this film. For years, I don't even know if it had a Blu-ray. I think it was just on DVD from Anchor Bay. So it was quite awesome to see Vinegar Syndrome come out with Trauma on Blu-ray. The next one is Pandemonium. I love this slipcover. It's really quite awesome looking. I think it looks great. It looks really cool. I actually watched this movie. This film sucks. This is not a good movie. It's one of those horror comedies from back in the day that's trying to be like a parody of the horror genre, but it's just dumb. Unlike Student Bodies, which was dumb at times but also clever, this is just incredibly dumb and silly. It has a new remaster in 2K from the 35mm interpositive. Has an interview with the director Alfred Soule, which was okay. I don't remember it being anything that amazing. I will say that the interview was ultimately, in my opinion, more worthwhile than the movie itself. But yeah, this film sucked. Here's a look at the cover art, and when it comes to the reversible, you can see that's the same one as the slipcover. There's the disc art. Yeah, I was not a fan of this one. Good cast. I mean, you got Carol Kane. You've got one of the Smothers brothers. Phil Hartman has a bit role in it. You also have Judge Reinhold, Paul Rubens, Tab Hunter. But yeah, this was lame. I did not like it. I'll keep it though for the collection, but that was disappointing. I thought it might be kind of fun, as a over the top, silly, dumb horror parody, but I was bored for the most part, and it definitely wasn't that funny. This one is, I believe, Don't Panic, Dimensiones Occultis. This is quite a insane movie. So there's the cover art there. This features a new remaster in 4K from the 35mm original negative. Includes both the original English and dubbed Spanish language soundtracks. Includes an interview with the director Ruben Galindo Jr., a commentary track with the director, commentary track with Hysteria Continues, alternate Spanish titles, which is really just this. But I think they also have like alternate Spanish titles in terms of like the alternate opening credits. Yeah, in a lot of ways, this is the director and writer's tribute to Nightmare on Elm Street. And I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've seen clips and I've seen other people's thoughts on it, and it sounds like a batshit crazy movie. I know that they Vinegar Syndrome actually had a tie-in that they sold for this. They sold the pajamas that this guy wears in the movie, which I thought was pretty funny. But I didn't get those because I'm like, I don't need the pajamas. I will have absolutely no use for them whatsoever. So that's Don't Panic. Next one is Steel and Lace. This is, I believe it's a TV movie. This one, or made for cable film or something like that. Yeah, Steel and Lace. It's a look at the reversible art, and there's the disc art, and the other reversible art is just the same as the slipcover. Most of the time, that's the case. It's just the slipcover art copied over. Rarely do you have it be an instance where it's something different, because I don't think. I think actually Don't Panic might be something different the more to think about it. I didn't actually show what the... No, Don't Panic is just the same. So sometimes that happens, but it's very rare. But I'll keep showing it just in case there's another a little bit of cover art to show. So yeah, Steel and Lace. It's got a new 2K scan from the 35mm interpositive. It's presented in both its intended full screen aspect ratio and its more commonly seen widescreen ratio. It has a commentary track with director Ernest Farino, Iron, Carbon, Anger, Elements of Steel and Lace, an extended making of documentary featuring the director, producer John Schuweiler, co-writer Joseph Doherty, co-writer Dave Edison, cinematographer Thomas Calloway, composer John Massari, casting director Ira Belgrade, editor Christopher Roth, special effects artist Roy Kanimrim. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. Alongside actors Stacey Hyduke, David Naughton, John DeMita, Hank Garrett, and Paul Lieber. Yeah. So, this is one that I've definitely been curious about because of the plot. I like these kind of movies. Seems like it might be a good companion piece with Eve of Destruction. So yeah, Steel and Lace. There's that one. Here we have The Incubus. This cover art is incredible. It's gorgeous. It legitimately is. I think this is a really cool looking slipcover. The film itself, not really that great. I did watch this. I thought it was pretty mediocre. It's got a new 4K scan. Has an interview with the director John Huff, which I saw the features on this, and I don't remember being really that impressed by them either. I would say the interview with the actress Carrie Keane, I thought that was the highlight, because the interview with the director was okay, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of stuff that was brought to the surface. The interview with the actress, though, there were some interesting sort of anecdotes from her. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I do remember that one being the highlight. The interview with the DP, Albert J. Dunk, called Capturing the Incubus, that one was really forgettable and dull. I didn't listen to the commentary track with The Hysteria Continues. The trims and alternate shots, I don't remember even checking out. I did see the TV spots and the theatrical trailer. Those were fun. I've always liked that kind of stuff. In fact, I've always liked the trailer for this. But yeah, it's not really that great of a film. It's a kind of movie that honestly could use a remake. It really could use a remake. And the reason why some of these have an empty spot, for instance, it was supposed to come with the DVD. I sent the DVDs for some of these to a friend of mine. So that's the reason why they don't always have the DVD. Next up is a film called Patty Hearst, based on the true story of Patty Hearst. I think there were some things that were definitely switched around and changed when it comes to the real story. But this is newly scanned and restored in 2K. It features an interview with the director. And that's really about it. Not a lot in terms of features. Same reversible cover art as the slipcover. But yeah, Patty Hearst. I got this because it looked like it might be interesting, because I've heard about the real story. I've just never actually seen the film Patty Hearst. Here we have Resurrection with Christopher Lambert from Highlander. This is a really solid release from Vinegar Syndrome. Another example of a really nice looking slipcover. Here we have the original home video art. The reversible is just the same, so as the slip, as is the disc art. This features a new scan in 2K, which is definitely the best the film has ever looked. Cathartic experience, an interview with the director Russell Mulcahy. Terrifying, hilarious, an interview with actor Robert Joy. On the same page, an interview with actor Jonathan Potts. Over the top, an interview with the composer Jim McGrath. Yeah, and this was never released on Blu-ray until this point, because it was only on DVD. So this is definitely the definitive release of this film as well. And this is a pretty underrated gem, if you ask me. Definitely one of Christopher Lambert's more underrated efforts. Here we have There's Nothing Out There. So there's the cover art. The reversible is just the same as the slip cover. This has a ton of features. It also has a new 2K restoration. There's a movie out there, a new interview with the director Rolf Konevsky and the editor Victor Konevsky. 40 Years of Cutting, a new interview with Victor Konevsky. New interview with actor Craig Peck. Brand new group commentary with director Rolf Konevsky. Sorry. Once again, I apologize for butchering these names. Joe Lynch, Jeff Reddick, and others. Archival 20th anniversary commentary with the director. Archival group commentary with the director and the editor Craig Peck, Mark Culver, and others. Commentary with Hysteria Continues. Archival interview with the director. Copycat, a short film about the film's influence. Murder in Winter, an early feature film by the director. Just Listen, another early film by the director. Mood Boobs, which is an insanely crazy title. Another short film by the director. A behind the scenes of Mood Boobs. Theatrical trailer, music video, production stills gallery, behind the scenes rehearsal footage, pre-production footage and video storyboards, original cast auditions, animation test footage and deleted shots, reversible cover artwork, and English subtitles. So, yeah, definitely a loaded release. I still haven't seen this yet, but I do remember seeing the trailer and it looked like it could be fun, which is why I wound up getting this release. So that is There's Nothing Out There. Here we have the lenticular cover for Tammy and the T-Rex. These lenticular covers don't really look that great on camera, at least not with my particular camera setup. But lenticular is always something that doesn't really show up the best anyway on... But I think this one is just like, it doesn't really move. Like, there isn't really much of a difference. It just kind of pops a little bit. So, the back of the slip is just the same artwork, but without the lenticular thing. And this one's a little disappointing, though, in terms of the fact that it doesn't have reversible cover art. Like, it's just the same. So, the only difference is that one of them has blood around the dinosaur's teeth. That's the only difference. Otherwise, the artwork is just the same as the slip. This is one of those just absolutely nutty films. The plot involves a popular high school cheerleader whose new boyfriend, Michael, who might be the love of her life, but Tammy's jealous ex, Billy, winds up kidnapping Michael, leaves him to be mauled by a lion at a local zoo or wildlife reserve. Michael's body is stolen from the hospital by a scientist, a mad scientist named Dr. Wackenstein, and he extracts his brain and implants it into a giant robotic T-Rex. That's the plot of this fucking movie. And if that isn't crazy enough, this release has not one but two different versions of this film. It has the version that was released in home video, which was censored and was essentially a completely different movie, because all of the gore was and gross out gags were completely cut out of the movie. And this is a crazy instance of a film that has another version of it that I had no idea even existed until this release was announced. And then I was automatically sold. I still haven't seen it yet, but I am really, really excited to see this uncut version of this crazy ass movie. Because it has a bunch of gross out gags, it has gratuitous decapitations, gut rippings, head smashings, and all these effects are done by John Carl Buechler as well. So yeah, this has a newly scanned and restored 4K remaster, audio commentary with the director Stuart Raphael and producer Diane Kerman, Blood, Brains, and a Teenage T-Rex, an interview with the director, A Blast from the Past, an interview with Denise Richards, Having the Guts, an interview with actor Sean Whalen, who you might recognize. Sean Whalen was in People Under the Stairs. A Testicular Standoff, an interview with actor George Pilgrim, the full-length PG-13 cut of Tammy and the T-Rex. Yeah. So that's a Tammy and the T-Rex. The DVD is also missing because I sent it to a friend of mine as well. So yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex. Next up, we have Spookies. I think my review of this is still on the channel. I remember not being a big fan of this one either. It's a total clusterfuck of a movie in terms of the plot. It has farting muck monsters. It has some decent practical effects and some creative designs, but I do not remember it being that great of a movie. But the reason why I got this is not really because I'm a fan of the film. I got this because of the special features. Now, this also winds up copying the artwork from the slip, so it's not like it doesn't have anything new in that regard. But this has a new scan, new 4K scan. The main draw for me, though, is these two documentaries. Twisted Tale, The Unmaking of Spookies, a feature-length making of documentary, including a commentary track with documentary co-directors Michael Gingold and Glenn Baisley, and extensive deleted scenes. Now, Twisted Tale, The Unmaking of Spookies, is something that really intrigues me because I did some research about Spookies, and the behind-the-scenes of Spookies is more entertaining and more interesting in my eyes than the actual finished film, because it's an instance of a movie that had multiple different versions. It's one of those things where it started off one way, then wound up being something different. They ran out of money at one point, then had to come back to it. It's that kind of thing. It's a really insane true story about this movie and what ultimately happened with it. And then you have this other documentary called Vipco, The Untold Story, which is a feature-length documentary about the notorious UK home video label, including extended interview footage with Michael Lee, the founder of Vipco. So yeah, those two documentaries alone really sold me on this release. Still haven't seen them yet, but I definitely will sometime in the future. Also features a 2015 Alamo Drafthouse screening introductions with the director and the co-writer / producer, Q&A from a horror show screening with actor Peter Asalio, actor Anthony Valabrio, and production assistant Tom Siacha. Archival locations featurette with the actor Peter Iasilo. Pinreel outtakes and bloopers, behind the scenes still gallery, theatrical trailer. But yeah, that's Spookies. Not really the biggest fan of the film, but still glad to have this release for the collection for the special features. Then we have Night Beast. Now, this one has a couple different cover art options. So you have this one, which I liked a little bit better than the other one. The other reversible bit of cover art is right here. Yeah, it wasn't... Sorry for the glare. It's just how it is with the lighting that I have at the moment. So yeah, that's Night Beast in terms of the reversible cover art. Now this features a newly scanned and restored remaster in 2K from the original 16mm print. Audio commentary with writer/director Don Dohler and actor George Stover. An electric performance and interview with actor Jamie Zemarel. Crashing the set, an interview with visual effects artist John Ellis. Shooting the Night Beast, an interview with cinematographer Richard Geiwitz. Night Beast returns, archival interviews with the cast and crew, outtakes and bloopers, visual effects gallery, original trailer. So yeah, that's Night Beast. Next up on the stack is the Suckling. Now, I have actually seen this one before. I enjoyed this as a fun, low-budget creature feature. In the vein of like a Larry Cohen movie. So yeah, the Suckling. This is the Blu-ray and the DVD. The reversible cover is just the same as a slip cover. This features a new scan in 2K from the 16mm print. An interview with the writer/director Francis Terry. Video interview with Michael Gingold. And who I guess apparently played the mature Suckling. He played the monster. I did not know that Michael Gingold played this monster, and Michael Gingold would write for Fangoria and Rue Morgue later on in his career. Also has an image gallery. But yeah, I remember this one being pretty decent. Got some pretty good gore for a low-budget movie. Has a pretty decent-looking creature. So yeah, the Suckling. Next up, we have The Fear. Ooh, The Fear. Doesn't have the sequel, Halloween Night. It only includes the first movie, which I find kind of interesting. Maybe it's a rights issues thing. So this is The Fear. It's that movie about that wooden guy. You know, the guy who's made out of wood who starts killing people. It's that movie. It's newly scanned and restored in 4K from its 35mm original camera negative. Features a brand new commentary track with the director Vincent Robert. Brand new commentary track with executive producer Greg H. Sims. And a 50-minute making of documentary, including interviews with the cast and crew. So, yeah, this one also features performances from, like, Ann Turkle, who was in Humanoids from the Deep. You have a rare acting role from Wes Craven, who has a bit role in the film. So that's The Fear. Then we have Cthulhu Mansion. This is a slipcover that's got a kind of a weird color scheme, so it looks a little soft on camera, a little washed out. My apologies. But yeah, it's Cthulhu Mansion. We have the reversible cover art, which I actually like more, to be perfectly honest. This features a new 2K scan, if I could speak properly, and a documentary about Juan Piker Simon. It's called The Simons Jigsaw, A Trip to the Universe of Juan Piker Simon, a Spanish feature-length documentary tribute on the life and work of director Juan Piker Simon, featuring many of the collaborators he's worked with over the years, including director Carlos Puerto, actor Jack Taylor, actress Hilda Fuchs, director of photography Juan Marine, FX artist Colin Arthur, and many more. And then it features an interview with Colin Arthur, who did the makeup special effects. So, Cthulhu Mansion. We have The Children. This is another one I think I've already reviewed on my channel. I like this one. I think it's actually pretty decent for a pretty relatively low budget chiller. This features a newly scanned and restored 2K remaster, new audio commentary with the director Max Calamano Wicks, archival audio commentary with the producer / co-writer Carlton J. Albright, childhood memories, Making the Children, a new interview with Carlton J. Albright and production manager David Platt, Return to Ravensback, a newly produced Locations Then and Now featurette, The Lost Scene, audio from a lost scene from the film, archival video interview with Carlton J. Albright, Memories of the Children, archival featurette with the director Patricia Albright and Gil Rogers, Making the Children, an archival featurette with Carlton J. Albright and David Platt, The Children the Musical, an archival interview with Stan Richardson, co-creator of the musical rendition of The Children, which I did not even know was even a thing. And the cover art is just on the reversible sleeve, is just the same as, reversible cover art is just the same as the slipcover. But yeah, I enjoyed The Children. That was pretty decent, actually. Forgive me 1 second here. I'm getting a drink of water. All right. Next up, we have Witch Trap. This is what the cover art looks like. This one does have some cover art that's different, though. I prefer that artwork, though, because it's the original home video art. But there's that one, which, to be honest, isn't that bad. Pretty decent. But I prefer the original home video art. So yeah, Witch Trap. This has a new scan that's restored in 2K. A group commentary track with director Kevin Tenney. Producer Dan Duncan. Cinematographer Tom Jewett. And actor Hal Havens. Video interviews with director Kevin Tenney. Actress Linnea Quigley. Cinematographer Tom Jewett. SFX supervisor Tassilo Bauer. Audio interviews with makeup effects artist Judy Yonemoto, composer Dennis Michael Tenney. Original video trailer, Book of Joe, a short film directed by Kevin Tenney. Alternate ending for that short film. Production promotional still gallery, and the usual other features in terms of like reversible cover art and subtitles and so on. Shallow Grave. I've heard this actually isn't that great, but I haven't seen it yet, and I thought it looked like it might be interesting. So that's Shallow Grave. That's the original home video art. The reversible cover is just the same as the slip. This features a newly scanned and restored 2K master, brand new commentary track with director Richard Stiles, commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, Looking for Magic, an interview with the director, a visual storyteller, an interview with writer/producer George Edward Fernandez. So yeah, that's Shallow Grave, which I don't think stars anyone that is recognizable when it comes to like cult horror or just horror in general. Here we have Deadline. Which I also have on beta. So Deadline features a new 2K scan, features a couple interviews, producing something horrific, an interview with the producer Henry Less, embracing the horror, an interview with the cinematographer Manfred Guthe. So yeah, this is a film that has a pretty intriguing plot. It's about a writer, played by Stephen Young, who makes his living as a horror writer, who has learned that the bloodier the story, the bigger the market. But Stephen has also hit a personal crisis, wherein he yearns for artistic recognition and an escape from the brutality he conjures up to earn a living. All the while, his horrifying and murderous fantasies begin to blend into his day-to-day life, numbing him to his crumbling marriage until a shocking tragedy occurs for which he has no escape. So it's one of those things where you have a writer who's stuck in a rut creatively, and then some crazy shit starts happening. So that's Deadline. Here we have Silent Madness in 3D. This really looks like the inspiration for Weird Al's song Nature Trail to Hell. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D. Like you could totally just change this title to Nature Trail to Hell, and it would definitely work when it comes to a poster. So yeah, this is Silent Madness. This is a really good release from them, because you get 3D glasses, because you get the 3D version of the film. So you get a 3D version of Silent Madness, as well as the 2D version of it. The artwork is the same as the slipcover in terms of the reversible option, so I just went with that one. Or it looks like it's about a guy who's half man, half tomato. So this features 3 viewing options for this film: digital 3D, anaglyph 3D, and regular flat 2D. A newly recorded commentary track with the director Simon Nutchern, moderated by author Michael Gingold. Commentary track with Hysteria Continues. Method to the Madness, a 45-minute making of documentary featuring interviews of the cast and crew, deleted interviews from the documentary, Silent Stalking Grounds, a locations featurette, and new introduction from the director, a promotional 3D sizzle reel for Silent Madness, and a promotional and behind-the-scenes still gallery, as well as multiple radio spots. And it's a newly scanned remaster that's restored in 4K from its original 35mm negative. And this is a film that I definitely need to get around to watching. It looks like it might be my cup of tea. I just haven't watched it yet. But once Vinegar Syndrome announced it, I knew I had to get it. Here we have Luther the Geek. One of Fangoria's 101 most unheralded horror films from that book that they released. This one does have a little bit different artwork. So you have like that. Looks like that. I think it's just yellow, and like it's got a lot of white and yellow, and they don't really show up that well on my particular camera setup, so my apologies there. Okay, Luther the Geek. This is scanned and restored in 2K from the 35mm negative, as a commentary with the director Carlton Albright, a video interview with actor Jerome Clark, video introduction with Carlton Albright, and it features all the other extras from the Troma release. So yeah, that's Luther the Geek. Here we have Dolly Dearest. A film that is pretty infamous for being a Child's Play knockoff. Like this was clearly made to capitalize on the success of the Child's Play films. So yeah, Dolly Dearest. This has a new scan that's restored in 2K. Features an interview with Denise Crosby called "Playing with Dolls." Also features an interview with actor Ed Gale, who played Dolly, and he also played Chucky. Which is crazy. Isn't that insane? He played Dolly, and he also played Chucky. And he also played Howard the Duck. So yeah, this is Dolly Dearest. The reversible art is just the same as the slipcover, which is, I think, the original home video artwork. That's Dolly Dearest. Here we have a double feature. Hard Rock Zombies. Always love this cover art. And Slaughterhouse Rock. Now, these are two films that I honestly enjoy. This is a So Bad It's Good classic to me. And Slaughterhouse Rock, I think, is actually a fairly enjoyable B-movie. And I had Slaughterhouse Rock before, but this has a new remaster on it. And I think some extra features. But really, I wanted to get this for Hard Rock Zombies, because prior to this release, it never really had a proper home video release. It had a DVD that had shitty picture quality. There was just a VHS that was ripped onto a disc. So yeah, Hard Rock Zombies. It features a new 2K restoration. Never Say Die, a making of documentary featuring interviews with E.J. Kearse, Sam Mann, Gino Andrews, Mark McCains, Ted Wells, Richard Vidant, and David O'Hara. Popcorn Farts and Low Budget Cheese, a featurette with special effects artists Chris Biggs and Everett Burrell. For bit player to band leader, interview with actress Suzette Boggs. Bible of Holy Moses, watching Hard Rock Zombies through a fanatic's eye, an interview with author Lucy Hall. I think it would have been cool if they included the soundtrack, but, you know, maybe they just couldn't get the rights or something. Slaughterhouse Rock. It features a newly scanned and restored 4K remaster. Low Key Horror, an interview with the cinematographer Nicholas Joseph von Sternberg. The Girl That Lives, an interview with actress Tammy Hyler wearing the right clothes, an interview with the actor Nicholas Solozzi. Lunch Break with Claws, an interview with actor Al Fleming. I don't think a lot of these new interviews, I don't think a lot of them are new, if I remember correctly. I think some of them are just ported over from the previous release from Scorpion or Code Red. But yeah, Hard Rock Zombies and Slaughterhouse Rock. Pretty rockin' double feature. Then we have Reform School Girls. The film that features Wendy O. Williams. There's the artwork there. This also features a reversible one that has the artwork that was used for, I think, one of the DVD releases, which I don't think is really that great. I much prefer the original home video artwork, or the poster, which is the one with this angry looking chick on the cover. This features an extended making of documentary called So Young, So Bad, So What, with brand new interviews with its cast and crews. Pat Ass Superstar, an interview with theatrical producer Ann Eichler. Ode to Wendy, an interview with author and critic Brianna Whipple on the life and career of actress Wendy O. Williams. Archival commentary track with writer/director Tom D. Simone. Commentary track with queer film historian Elizabeth Purcell. Video footage from the play Women Behind Bars. Original trailers. And a new 2K restoration. I know it's been like 49 minutes, and I'm still not quite there yet in terms of being done. I have pretty decent selection of Vinegar Syndrome titles. Not as many as other people, but definitely no slouch. So we have Action USA. This is a Yeah, this one is limited to 4,000. As you can see, I've got edition number 1,000. Yeah, I got edition 1,344. This is Action USA, film that I got based on the trailer alone because it looked like it might be a legitimately insane, crazy movie. So yeah, Action USA. It looked like it'd be worth it just for the stunts alone. It's newly scanned and restored in 4K. It has a group commentary with director Jon Stewart, cinematographer Thomas Calloway, actor Gregory Scott Cummins, and filmmaker Steve Latshaw. Q&A with the director Jon Stewart and filmmaker Brian Trenchard Smith. Lost Gem, an interview with actor Gregory Scott Cummins. Newly created theatrical trailer. So yeah, that's Action USA. I will say this about this release. I'm not really the biggest fan of the way that this goes into the slipcover. I don't really care for the this kind of thing. Because I just prefer it to be on the side, to be honest. And I'm gonna try to do a bit of a speed run with these other ones. But here we have Demonoid. This one also has some alternate art under the other title, Macabre. Prefer the title Demonoid. This is like the exploitation B movie version of that film The Hand with Michael Caine. That's really what this is. I've always loved this poster though. It's just schlock at its finest. So this features 2K restoration, alternate international version named Macabre, a new video interview with the director Alfredo Zacharias, multiple theatrical trailers and TV spots, reversible cover, alternate, original artwork gallery. It says Demonoid. Here we have Bloodbeat. Another one that has some different artwork. This is from the original UK release, I think. Which is not too bad. I mean, it's not the worst thing out there, but I much prefer the artwork that I chose. Which I think was created for this release, or it's artwork that existed on another release. Either way, I do like it. I think it looks pretty cool. This has a new scan that was remastered and restored in 4K. Has a commentary track with Fabrice Safraidos, the writer and director. Video interview with the director. Video interview with Vladimir Van Meulen, who's a cinematographer. Bloodbeat, the silent version, which I guess features Nervous Curtains and a horror remix. So it's like a horror remix version of the movie with music. So I guess it's like a music video. Still gallery. So yeah, that's Bloodbeat. It's a pretty nutty film where here's the plot. Sarah and her boyfriend Ted have decided to spend Christmas with Ted's mother at her home in rural Wisconsin. However, upon arriving, Sarah begins to feel a strange presence around her, and soon after, a mysterious figure garbed in a samurai outfit begins murdering the townsfolk, eventually setting his sights on Sarah, Ted, and his family. So that's Bloodbeat. Pledge Night. Quite the cover. Hey, rent our movie. It's got a toilet on the cover. Like maybe they thought Ghoulies was such a hit because it had a toilet on the VHS cover art. I don't know. I went with that artwork because it's just pretty infamous over this, which I'd rather have the artwork with the toilet on the cover because it's funny. That other artwork is just at least for me. This is newly scanned and restored in 2K. It also features a video interview with the director Paul Ziller, Graduating Horror, an interview with the writer/producer Joy Snyder. Hazing from Hell, an interview with actor Robert Lentini. The Bad Man, an interview with actor Arthur Lindquist. So, yeah, that's Pledge Night. Fairly obscure slasher, I think from the late 80s. Here we have Demon Wind. I've always liked this poster. I think the original VHS, or like there was one poster that was like shiny or something, and I think the slipcover recreated that. So yeah, that's Demon Wind. Makes it look like it's like a comic book, but I like it. I've always liked this cover, Demon Wind. Features a new 2K remaster, interview with the producer Sandy Horowitz, interview with Sherry Lay, an interview with the cinematographer Thomas Calloway, an audio interview with the editor Christopher Roth, the theatrical trailer, and cover art by Speed Blur. Demon Wind. Ooh. The reversible artwork though is kind of I don't quite know what it's doing. Like this one right here, like it's, I guess, I don't understand the thought process. Maybe I need to watch the movie all the way through to get what it's trying to do. But regardless, I like I think it's a pretty striking bit of cover art. So that's Demon Wind. And it honestly looks like it might be a fun movie. And to be honest, and I did see part of it. I just never got around to finishing it. I remember not minding what I was watching, but for whatever reason, I forgot to finish it. It was so long ago. I think I watched it on VHS or something back in Oklahoma City. Frightmare, which is also known as The Last Horror Star. Another bit of cover art I've always been a fan of. I like that artwork. Speaking of the Horror Star, it does have the reversible sleeve that shows the other title, but I much prefer Frightmare. So this has a new 2K scan, at least new for the time, because this is a fairly old release from Vinegar Syndrome. New interview with the cinematographer Joel King, an archival audio interview with the director Norman Thaddeus Vane, historical commentary track with David DeVal and David DeCocteau, commentary track by Hysteria Continues, the theatrical trailer. So yeah, Frightmare. This is the one that stars Ferdy Mayne, who was like the biggest name in horror movies for decades until he dies of a heart attack. Then a bunch of horror fans, they steal his corpse, decide to host a party. Then Konrad Radzoff, the famous horror star, comes back to life and starts picking people off. That's Frightmare. We have The Hearst, a film I remember not liking at all the last time I saw it, but I wanted to get it for the 80s horror collection, and so I could give it another fair shot. This has a newly scanned and restored 2K remaster. Has an interview with the lead actor David Gautrio. Has the original theatrical trailer, TV spot, promotional still gallery. Doesn't have anything with anyone else. Also, I did want to give another shot for Trish Van Devere, because she was really quite good in The Changeling. So, The Hearst. Be a good companion piece with The Car, which was also released fairly around the same time. Now, this one right here, Madman, this is one of the first releases I ever bought from Vinegar Syndrome. I actually got this at a horror convention that I volunteered at in Portland, Oregon. This is my first introduction to Vinegar Syndrome, was their table over at the horror convention. This was at the time one of the best releases to get. It has video interviews with Paul Ehlers, producer, co-creator Gary Sales, Richie actor Jimmy Steele, documentary by Victor Bonacour called The Legend Lives, 30 Years of Madman, which is 90 minutes long. Madman Alive at 35 featurette, commentary track with the producer, director, and cast. Commentary track by The Hysteria Continues, music inspired by Madman and Memoriam featurettes. Still gallery, TV spots, original trailer. Has reversible artwork. So you have this artwork right here. Now, I know they just recently did a 4K of this, but for right now, I'm okay with the Blu-ray. And you can tell that this is like one of the earlier Vinegar Syndrome releases because they didn't actually start using the clear cases until later on. So that's Madman. And the other release that I got from that convention is Night Train to Terror. Come on and dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, dance with me. Night Train to Terror is a horror anthology that uses footage from films that were either unfinished or were in the public domain at the time and just cobbles together some sort of narrative around it. So this includes an interview with the producer-director Jay Schlossberg Cohen, an interview with the assistant editor Wayne Schmidt, bonus feature film called Greta. So it features the actual full film Greta. Interesting, okay. This has a restoration in 2K from original 35mm film elements. Has a commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, as well as a theatrical trailer. And this doesn't have reversible art. So yeah, this is a lot of ways kind of the start of Vinegar Syndrome. No reversible artwork, a couple features, remastered, but yeah, this is the humble beginnings in a lot of ways of Vinegar Syndrome. Here we have some more releases. We have Body Melt. This features a new 2K scan, group commentary track with Philip Brophy, who's the writer, director, and composer, Rod Bishop, who also wrote and produced the film, Daniel Scharf, who's another producer, commentary track with Philip Brophy, Melting Away to Deconstruction of Body Melt, a featurette with Philip Brophy and Rod Bishop, Bodybuilding, The Making of Body Melt, an interview with Daniel Scharf, Adrenal Glands, an interview with Neil Foley, Making Bodies Melt, The Making of Body Melt, behind the scenes featurette, extensive behind the scenes stills and prop gallery, complete storyboard gallery, original theatrical trailer, and a new 2K remaster, as well as reversible artwork, because this is the original home video art that was used on Prism Home Video, which I've never been a fan of. I do not like this artwork. It's ugly as hell. So yeah, Body Melt. Here we have Mausoleum, which is another crazy 80s horror movie. This got Bobby Breese, who gets possessed by some demon, and now she's got like... Yeah, Bobby Breese from Ghoulies. And now she has killer tits. Yes, this is the killer tits movie. It features a new 4K scan, interview with John Carl Buechler called Making Monsters, original theatrical trailer, multiple TV spots, promotional still gallery, and yeah. It also has the explosive opening sequence completely intact. Mausoleum. Don't have the slipcover. I know for a lot of collectors, this with the slipcover is really sought after because it was limited or whatever. I didn't get it at the time. There were other releases I was more interested in from Vinegar Syndrome, so I just went with the regular version that was still in stock, and I'm fine with that because it's still the same disc. So Mausoleum, The Cellar. Now, I did not like this film. Not a fan of this movie, but the version that I saw was the video version, the home video version. And apparently it's a version of the film that the director didn't even approve, and it was completely fucking butchered. And a lot of the complaints that I had about it, involving the really ridiculous weird editing and shit, and the fact that it doesn't make that much sense, well, that's because it was completely truncated. And this is something I didn't know until I did research for this release, because this has the original uncut version of this film. That's the reason why I got this, because I'm curious about that version. It's newly scanned and restored in 2K from its 35mm original camera negative and the director's personal 35mm lab print. It includes two versions of the film, the theatrical cut and the unseen director's cut. Group commentary on both versions of the film. Kevin Tenney, the director, Suzanne Savoy, an actress, and Patrick Kilpatrick. And apparently the group commentary on the home video version is just them shitting on the movie. So I'm curious about that commentary track, because I think that would be a lot of fun to watch, because the home video version of this is really bad. And then it features a documentary, extended making of documentary called From Chicken Shit to Chicken Salad, Unearthing the Lost Cellar, a brand new extended making of documentary featuring interviews with the cast and crew. It also has another alternate cover art here. I went with that other one because I thought it looked a little bit better. That one just looks kind of boring. It's like a locked. Oh no, it's just a lock on a door. Like, kind of lame. So I went with the other one, which showed silhouette of the monster. That's the cellar. Here we have Don't Go in the Woods Alone. Don't go in the woods alone at night or you will be killed. Don't go in the woods alone. Or just don't go in the woods. I got this because a good friend of mine, he saw it. It considers it kind of a so bad it's good movie. And I've been curious about it ever since. This has a commentary with the director and the lead actress, as well as others. Commentary with The Story Continues. A cast and crew featurette. An autograph signing party featurette. I guess it's like 30 minutes. TV promo compilation. Theatrical trailer. Press and art gallery. Production still gallery. Script gallery. This is another early release from Vinegar Syndrome. Because the reversible art isn't even reversible art. It's just this. Like, that's not even artwork. It's just... It's just a bloody fence. Yeah, don't go in the woods. Here we have Angel. This does have a reversible cover. I think that was like that might have been used. I think that was used for like another home video release. I had this in a triple feature 1-disc DVD from Image, but I ever since I heard that Vinegar Syndrome was releasing these, I did want to get these for the collection. I didn't get the box set because I didn't have the money at the time when it was released, and by the time I did have the money, it was already out of print, and I didn't want to pay crazy prices for the box set, just for the box, because it doesn't have anything much extra to it other than the fact that it's a box. And each release has a slipcover, if I remember correctly. But this has a new 4K remaster interview with co-writer / director Robert Vincent O'Neill called Discovering an Angel. Playing both sides, an interview with actress Donna Wilkes. Chance Meeting, an interview with co-writer Joseph Kalla. Angel's Theme, an interview with the composer Craig Safon. Theatrical trailers for the other Angel movies. Deleted scenes and outtakes. So yeah, Angel. I also got Angel 2, which is known as Avenging Angel. This has a new 2K restoration. Interview with the co-writer / director Robert Vincent O'Neill and co-writer Joseph Kalla. Street Smarts, an interview with actress Betsy Russell. That's what the disc art looks like. The reversible art is just kind of the same as the other one. I know there's a fourth Angel movie, but it's technically unofficial and doesn't really have much ties to these three films. There we have Angel 3, the final chapter. This one has a new restoration in 2K, an audio commentary with the writer/director Tom DeSimone, still gallery. So not a whole lot in terms of features for Angel 3. And just another recreation of the cover art, which I'm not really a fan of. I prefer the original artwork. We have Cutting Class. This has a new 4K remaster. Uncutting Class, a video interview with Joel Sholin. Donovan Makes a Cut, an interview with Donovan Lettich. An audio interview with director Rosbo Pallenberg. Audio interview with cinematographer Avi Karpik. Commentary track with Hysteria Continues. Kill comparisons, unrated versus R-rated versions. Original theatrical trailer. And yeah, it has the uncut version of the film, which before this release was not seen in the US. So that's another reason why I got it, because it's a film that I've always thought was interesting, but I never was like huge on it. But now that there's like an uncut version, like now I'm even more interested in it. I don't like this art at all. That art sucks. I much prefer the home video art. Although, to be honest, the home video art isn't really that great either. But it's still a lot better than the artwork that was used for the Lionsgate release. So that's Cutting Class. We have Death Row Game Show. Which also has reversible art. I like the newly created art that they did for the release more than that artwork. This features a new restoration in 2K, at least new for the time when this came out. Commentary track with the director Mark Pirro, John McCafferty, an actor, and Robin Blythe, an actress in the film. Revisiting Death Row Game Show, a 32-minute making of documentary. 2015 director's cut of the film. 2 short films directed by Mark Pirro, Buns and The Spy Who Did It Better. Original theatrical trailer and TV spots. And there's also an image gallery. And yeah, it's a film that I'm kind of curious about ever since I saw the trailer for it. It's a film that deals with this show on television called Live or Die, where the death row inmates compete against each other for a chance to beat the executioner. And then the host himself actually winds up involved in the show, because he accidentally kills a mob boss, and he's then forced to engage in the very tactics he uses on his contestants, or die trying, which I think is kind of really a fun idea. So Death Row Game Show. We have Unmasked Part 25. No, this isn't Darkman's dad. Unmasked Part 25. This is features a new 2K scan, an audio commentary with the director Anders Palm, moderated by film journalist David Flint. Audio commentary with writer/producer Mark Cutforth, moderated by Peter Kuplowski and Justin Declos of the Laser Blast Film Society. Stills gallery, original trailer, and yeah, it's apparently a slasher parody. It's a slasher that parodies a lot of slasher tropes in it. This also has reversible artwork, which I think is the artwork that was used for the slipcover, which is pretty shitty looking. I really don't like that artwork at all. Much prefer the original video artwork featuring Darkman's dad.